I'm still fucking tired. I was up really late. Got up decently early, but not really that early. Fuck yeah. Okay. Gonna smoke. Then after this live stream, I actually gotta go do a bunch of shit. Gotta get more weed, more wax, and all this other shit. But I want to just make this video because I was fucking deep thinking about some dumb shit. And then I was like, man, sometimes we forget who we are. And like, I refuse to be sad or irritated on my day off. So I only get like one day off of work today, which is today. And I don't get another day off until Monday. So like, yeah, I'm gonna hit this bomb though. Oh, I'll be right back. Yeah. What's crazy is I feel like I get more people in here at nighttime. Maybe because everyone at nighttime is just on their computer or on their phone, like, what is there to do? But 1 a.m, like, I don't know, it'd be a party. But I'm about to get high as shit. So, yeah, if you smoke. Once I would play some fucking Spangler or something, but last night my live stream got taken down for Spangle. So I'm gonna try to play something. I hate just smoking in silence. There's not enough people in this live right now to like ask questions and shit. So like, I'm just gonna take the time to philosophize. All right, hit the bong first, then I'm gonna philosophize. Shit ton of shatter in here because I have more shatter than I do weed. Woo! So philosophy. Things that make us miserable. We attach ourselves to people that don't deserve our attachment. We make time for people who would not make time for us. We work for jobs for the rich, but the rich wouldn't do that for us type shit. Where it's like, the way I look at certain things is that as I grow up and evolve and change and just grow in my life, I'm just learning so much about life. And I'm learning so much about myself and the human species in general. Like, so my relationship has been a little rocky. Girlfriend relationship, like not whatever, but like has been a little rocky for the past couple weeks. And it's like, I've come to accept life is what it is. I have no control over life. I have no control over someone else. I control myself. We tend to like murder ourselves with our expectation of others. I expect uh, my girlfriend to be a certain way, or I expect my friends to be a certain way. We expect our children to act a certain way, and kills us. So I think removing expectation from situations like that allows you to be mentally free. Because right now, um, I'm supposed to be hanging out with somebody that I really want to hang out with today. But if I don't, I have to learn how to be okay with that. I can't just sit here and mad or sad or upset because I didn't get to see the person I wanted to see today. I have to be able to be like, well, I'm alive. I'm breathing, right? Like we tend to, because when life doesn't go our way, we tend to be like, oh, fuck life. But like realistically, life is just what it doesn't go that way, and I want full control over my life. I can have technically full control over me, but I'll never be able to have full control over my life because my life is also predicated on other people in my life. It's not just based on what I want or when I want it or what I want to do. It's based on what other people want to do. And like, in a relationship, it's like sometimes you're going to want your partner to do something, but they just don't want to do it, or do something and they can't do it. Or, sometimes maybe your partner will lie to you or this or that, and you have to decide what to do with this. Same thing with friendships, same thing with people. It doesn't matter what it is. But like at the end of the day, life is all up to you. It's all based on you. It's all based on what do you want to do and who the fuck do you want to be. And like I'm at this point in my life where I don't give a fuck. Like generally at this point in my life where I generally just don't give a fuck what people thinking about me, and I don't give a fuck what happens to me. If somebody wants to hurt me. Go ahead. Fucking hurt me. It doesn't matter at this point, because all you're hurting is my ego. All you're hurting is my outside. But to hurt the soul, I have to allow that to happen. And so many people will try to bring you down. A lot of people will try to talk shit about you. They'll try to bring you down. And, you can't allow it to happen. You deserve to be up. Whether somebody is trying to bring you down or not, you deserve to be up. It's fucking hard sometimes, and I'm trying. And that's all we can do is try. And it's like all we can do is just try our best, and it's the best we can do. Pippi Longstock, what's going on? Yo, Mark, what's good? I started a channel and uploaded my first video. I got good feedback and got 13 subs. Can I link the video, bro? Yeah, of course. I was trying to another subscriber of mine made a channel too. But yeah, I'd love to. I wonder if I could. I probably can't. I guess I've just noticed that, like, I'm trying not to let anger, sadness, pain, any of that darken me. I'm trying to let it motivate me. But I think so many of us, we go through problems and we let those problems darken us. We let the situations that we're in affect our consciousness to the point where it's no longer our consciousness, it's theirs. Like if you allow an outside thing to affect the inside of your head, then what's inside of your head is no longer even yours, it's theirs, wherever there is, wherever you got it from. But like, if you're around a bunch of people all the time, they're like, oh, woe is me. Eventually you'll be like, oh, woe is me, because we mirror each other as human beings. That's what we do. Pippi Longstock says, it's about consciousness. Bro, we are with you. Don't worry, man. I know, bro. Like, that's the crazy part. We got this. As a human species, as a people, as psychonauts, as whatever the fuck we are, we got this. It's just like I was talking about last night. It's just a matter of thinking and then putting those thoughts into action and then making those actions happen and not getting too distracted with the bullshit around us, because pain, trauma, things you want, you're gonna end up losing the things you want. You're gonna have money and it's gonna be gone. You're gonna have a great job and you're gonna get fired. You're gonna have the best relationship ever and they will leave you. And like the craziest part about life is it's all up to you on how you react to everything. Everything is based on the way you think about what happens to you, not about what actually happens to you. The sad part about this reality is what actually happens to you doesn't really fucking matter. It's about what you think about what actually happened to you that actually matters and what you do about it. Life is this weird fucking just learning how to deal with it, learning how to be in it and enjoy the madness of life a little bit. Pink Fanta, what's going on? My sister's child got taken away by social services. Please tell me how to deal with this and seem at peace. The same way I did. So my son was taken by CPS technically, and is in foster care. I fought for him to get him back, and then it was just too painful. And then the girl I was with, that I had the child that I had him with, I'm no longer with right now anyways, and she can't see him either, and she only sees him once a year or something like that. So it's like, I've gone through that exact same thing. I also have another son who I gave up for adoption because at the time we weren't ready. But then 6 months later, I feel like I was more ready in my life than ever, and I realized that I could have raised the child that I gave up for adoption. And it sucks because right now I only have a girl. So as a man, obviously you wanna the fucking ambulance. Obviously, as a man, you wanna have boys. So I have 2 sons in the world that are not in my life. And how you deal with children being taken by social services, if you have the opportunity to fight for them back, you fight until you can't fight no more until you get them back. But for me, in my situation, I realized that I couldn't get them back. And I guess I could. I took ayahuasca to help deal with the first one, the one that was taken. But ayahuasca just showed me visions and showed me things that allowed me to be able to just look at it from a different perspective. Because for me, having my son taken from me, and let me tell you, I watched him. I was there when he was born. I held him. I was at the hospital, and it shatters me to this day. Like, there's days where I still cry about it. Like, it still hurts. It still sucks. But so does losing a mother. So does losing. I know people who have lost their child by death, like genuinely by death, not by someone taking it from them, but by death. It's shitty as fuck. Life is the most fucked up shit we can go through. But there's a lot of beauty in life as well, because one negative thing in life cannot blind us from all the good that has happened to us in our life. That's what ayahuasca was telling me, basically. Like, it's all up to me. In the situation when I lost my child, it's all up to me. Do I fight? Do I not? Ayahuasca said that she will love me no matter what, but do I love myself? Like, would I love myself enough to stop? Like, if I stopped fighting, would I still love myself? If I stopped fighting to get my son back? And these are questions I had to ask myself, and these are questions that took me years to answer. Trauma takes a long time to heal. Like, even if you're healing it correctly, it takes a while to heal trauma that's been done to us. But it's like I said, I still think about some of the trauma that's been done to me. Sometimes I still think, like, I wonder how my son's doing. Both of my sons are doing that I'll never see. Whatever. And maybe then one day when they're old, they'll come and reach out to me. But like, I don't know. A lot of people ask me, how do I find peace in that? I just do. I don't. I feel like I have no choice because the other option is sadness. And like I said, I still cry sometimes. It's okay to do that, but you know, change what you can change, accept what you cannot change. But I hope your sister's situation like clears out or gets better. Because I know that pain. That pain sucks. And it's probably worse for a woman, I can imagine. Anso says, I admire your courage, Mark. Sharing this, I can only say thank you. I just feel like we should all be genuinely just open with each other. I don't know. I know, like, I don't know anybody online realistically that I talk to, but like, I just think that I want to express myself, all aspects of myself, not just the psychedelic aspect. That's why I have two channels in a sense. So it's like one's more based on psychedelics, the other one's based on just reality. But life, and my life is psychedelic. So even on this channel, I'll still be talking about psychedelics. But I just think being honest and open about our fuck ups is a great way to help people. Because I just genuinely want to help people. But like, you can help people by upping them up and motivating them, but keep it real with them. Like, how did you, like, for me, like, a lot of people are like, oh, motivated speakers and shit, but I'd be thinking, like, who are you? Like, you're saying things that everyone else says, but like, what makes, like, how did you come across this information? And for me, a lot of times I come across the information by learning through my failures and my mistakes and trial and error. And yeah, I've learned a lot from other people and researching and listening to audiobooks and listening to podcasts, but the most I've learned from is going through pain and trying to figure out a way to get past it. Going through pain and trying to figure out a way to still be happy. Onslow says, I think I've learned more from my mistakes than books. Yeah, me too. I've learned more from mistakes than I have from anything. Mistakes, and I've made a shit ton of fucking mistakes. So many mistakes. But I don't get caught up on my mistakes. I think that's people's problem, is so many people get caught up on their mistakes. They'll like kind of beat themselves up because they fucked up or they made a mistake or they lied or they did this. And it's like, just accept that you lied, accept that you fucked up. It is what it is. Who cares? The quicker you can move past your mistakes, the quicker you can learn from them, the quicker you can get the lesson, because the longer it takes for you to actually learn from your mistakes, the longer it takes. Like, do you really want to be focusing on the fact that you made a mistake when you were 20 years old, when you're 30? Like, you really want to be focused on that? You really want to be focused at 40 years old? You really want to be thinking about the trauma you went through when you were in your 20s? Like, you don't really want to, you don't want to be affected by these things like that, So I think making mistakes is the best way. And I encourage people to make mistakes. I think we all need to make more mistakes. We need to try more shit that makes us fail. We need to go towards things that make us feel stupid, because these are the things that will allow us to grow and evolve to become who we were meant to be. But I'm going to take this bong hit. Fucking lighter. I need to get a Bic today. Yo, bro, why ain't this lighter working? Holy shit. Ooh. Shit, I've said this before though, Onslow, but Timothy Leary once said something along the lines that in the future it won't be about what book you read, but it will be about what molecule you took to expand or retract your consciousness. And that's literally what's happening. Is, you know, we're living in an era now where it's completely different now, and like these topics aren't as taboo as they used to be, which is fucking awesome. Because like, yeah, there's so many people out there that genuinely are just exploring the mind and exploring their consciousness, and it's a beautiful time to be alive. But with this virus, everyone would think it's a horrible time to be alive. We don't see it right now, but this virus is a blessing in disguise. The human species needs a reevaluation. Anyways, like we need something. Some would say we need Jesus. I would say that we just need to wake up, you know, and like individuals wake up, and that's beautiful because we're waking up as an individual, which eventually will wake up as a whole. But we need to focus more on the self and becoming who we want to be and ask those questions that we're scared to ask, you know. Those questions that we're scared to ask, those are the questions we should be asking. Because those are the questions that really matter. Like, because what really matters in this world? You know, what really matters in this life? What is life? Yeah. Some shit I'd be thinking about. Anybody got any questions? Questions? If not, I'm just gonna smoke, get really high because today's my day off, and get more weed. I don't think weed's addictive. I think people smoke Dutchess. Tobacco's addictive, obviously, but I also think shatter might be a little addictive, like dabs, wax. Because it's like I can't even, like, as of now, it's been 3 weeks now. I can't even smoke a bowl without wax in it. It makes no sense to me. Pippi Longstock says, I bought some edibles at the store. Gonna eat as well today. You're gonna be on later, Mark? That's fine. Yeah, I might be on later. Depending on what happens later. It depends on what time you mean by later. Because the only reason I live stream late at night is because I get off work, and sometimes I don't get home until like 11. So it's like 11 o'clock. You know, I'll get around, I'll sit for a second, then I'll live stream about midnight or 1 in the morning. But because nighttime is my free time. That's why I can survive on little hours of sleep. I don't really need many hours of sleep as long as I have a shit ton of weed. And a shit ton of weed to me isn't that much weed. Like, for me personally, I'm just going to, like, with me, myself, and I smoke a quarter of weed a week and 2 grams of wax a week. And I still have, like, probably a 0.4 of the wax. But, man, I fucking love weed, though. Because it's crazy to go from smoking like an eighth of weed a week to all of a sudden jumping up. And then I remember, man, I was like this for years. I started smoking weed heavily when I was 15, and I was like stoned out of my mind for years. And it's weird how every old smoker that I smoked with back then would tell me that, when you get older, you'll cut down on the weed. Trust me. It's something. Like, I was like, no, you're crazy. Like, to the point where I got a tattoo of a pot leaf in the middle of my chest. It was dedicated when I was 18. I was like, but I get what those old heads were saying now. I get it. But now I feel like shit. Why not? I live on the edge of life is fucking amazing, but life is fucking shitty. And it's this beautiful balance. It's like Buddha always said, like, the middle is the key. And my friend Twiz always talks about, because I like to say, the universe is yin and up and down, yin and yang. My friend Twiz explains how there's a third part of yin and yang, and I forget what it was called, but he was basically saying the middle line of the yin and yang is like the third part of the yin and yang. And it reminded me of what Buddha was talking about, how we should walk the middle ground. Don't starve yourself, but don't eat too much. Don't expect nothing, but don't expect too little. Like don't expect a lot and don't expect too little. Like that, it's like one of those things. Always keep it in the balance, and you'll be a lot more satisfied in life. Like, I'm expecting to only accomplish probably 25 to 35% of my goals and dreams that I have in my life. Because reality of the world is most of us won't accomplish the greatest dreams we have. We don't have enough time. Maybe we don't have the resources in front of us at the moment in time. And time is the essence of our reality here in the third dimension. So we're based on, what do you do with your time? How do you spend your time? Who do you spend your time with? Because by the end of the life, you'll have a collective of all that, and you'll be able to look at it and say, fuck yeah, I lived, or fuck, I should have did this. I should have spent more time with that person. I should have spent more time doing this because I love doing this. I should have, that's really what I've been thinking. So I've really just been trying to do the things that what would I regret? And it's like, I would regret not going for it. That's in a sense why I have a job, why I'm writing a book. I hate writing a fucking book. I fucking hate writing so goddamn much. I don't know what to do with it. So I talk type into the thing so I can, talk in the microphone and it'll type what I'm saying. But even that's still annoying because, a lot of times it doesn't catch exactly what I said. And, but I just know that if I don't attempt to do that, I'm going to be mad at myself. And I'm going to be like, well, damn, I could have tried. It's something that, just because you can barely read, just because you don't know where the right punctuations go, because I generally don't. Like, I'm smart on one aspect and dumb as fuck on another, but that's everybody. So it's like, but I'm still attempting it. For me, I'm going to, this shit's impossible, but I'm going to attempt the impossible because shit, it might just happen. I might just finish this shit. Like, and then I'll have a book. I might just finish the other one. Then I'll have two. I might just, but that's what I did with the documentaries. It's like all the documentaries I have, there were ideas where I was like, yeah, I guess I'll try bullshit with this. And then it went from trying to be like, okay, I might be able to do this shit. I might be able to finish this shit. Like, getting all the research together. And I think the more you start to see progress. Fucking Tony Robbins is 100% right. Tony Robbins said, you want to know the key to happiness? Progress. That is because progress in your life, when you see that you are making progress in a goal or in a life or in a thing that you want in your life, when you see progress is happening, you're sitting back like, yes, you're fucking happy as shit. Because the progress is, you seeing it is allowing you to be like, feel like you're going somewhere. Which in a sense is why people don't necessarily feel happy. If the key to happiness is progress, like Tony Robbins says, then the fucking source of sadness is lack of progress. The source of sadness is being stagnant, is sitting there realizing that your life is going nowhere, or that you're assuming that your life is going nowhere. Because a lot of times our assumptions on life are completely fucking wrong. So that's why I try not to assume shit. And when I do assume shit, I don't like to amuse those thoughts too much. But I think the source of our misery comes from the fact that we feel stuck. We feel like we can't. We feel like there's nothing we can do. When you start to feel thoughts like those thoughts start to bring you down, start to make you feel stagnant. So you're stuck where you at. There's nothing you can do but run or this or that. And those are all thoughts that make you, in a sense, just more stagnant and more in the problem, more in the sadness. Genuinely the key to fix all this shit. Everyone says it, but it's so hard to explain why to do it and how to do it, but it's changing the way you think. Those thoughts that are bringing you down, you have to figure out a way to think more thoughts and then put more action into the positive thoughts that are going to make you see progress. Because if you're just thinking more thoughts that are about the stagnation, being stagnant, then you're sitting there just being more I don't know how to explain it. I feel like depression is caused by constantly thinking about how depressed you are. It's one of those things where it's like, you're so depressed because you're constantly thinking about the thing that made you depressed, and now you're thinking about the fact that you are depressed. And like it's this cycle, this fractal cycle that constantly ripples out. But we can ripple out into another way by changing the thought, by saying, I'm sad right now, but I won't be. Like, by saying just, progress. It's all about the way that you think, and then you will see the progress, which will genuinely just make you feel better. Because I think Tony Robbins was right. Could be longest dog. I think and definitely agree with that progress. Yeah. I don't know what made me think about that. Besides, I guess in my life, I'm starting to see progress. Like, I'm making money from my job. I'm saving money. saving for investments that will make me more money. I'm doing a lot. And like, I just think the progress that I see right now is the reason why I'm good. The reason why I'm sitting here like a meteor could hit right now, bro. Like a fucking meteor can hit. And I'd say here like I know where I can get weed seeds, so I'd grow my own weed at that point. I have all these seeds here. From foods to psychoactives. Pippi Longstock says, what type of shit are you going to be selling? So the things that I have connections for, I guess, because I don't like to be a middleman of a middleman of a middleman. I think that's fucking annoying, and like I want to know where it's coming from. So I'm going to be selling kratom, most likely akawama seeds as well, blue lotus, motherwort extract, blue lotus extract. You know, I'm also, because I'm going to be selling the plants and the extracts for most of these things. And for most of these things, I'm going to be selling the plants and the water extracts. Now, legally, I don't think I can personally make an alcohol extract and sell it to anybody unless it's a tincture. I'm not sure. Like I'm not sure if I'm legally allowed to make an alcohol extract, make a tincture, evaporate the alcohol, and sell that extract product. I don't know if that requires a license. I might have to sell it in a tincture form. But if so, I'll be selling alcohol, like tincture extracts, and also like normal water soluble extracts. So you have both spectrums of the plant. But yeah, I'm gonna be selling a lot of these things. I'm trying to think of other things. I might be selling lion's mane mushroom extract, maybe Damiana, cacao. Maybe I was thinking like if I could find a good enough coffee farmer, I might sell my own coffee blend. Because I also drink coffee, but like it'd be dope to like try to find my own coffee vendor and like yeah. just ideas that I have. But I just have a lot of ideas. I also have CBD flower on the website as well. I'll be selling CBD flower. Maybe CBD extract, but most likely just CBD flower. And that's probably it for right now. But these are all the ideas that I have for just that one business. That's just my Sacred Sensation business. And that eventually is going to hopefully be a store, an actual store. Now, to make it an actual store, I might have to split the business with somebody. So I've been debating on whether I should keep my business or split the business with that person. But like that's just some business shit, you know. Business shit is always annoying though. But yeah, as soon as real weed becomes legal to sell here, that's why I wanted to start selling CBD flower and open up a shop and shit. Because then as soon as real weed becomes legal, then I could start selling that. Because I have, you know, a business license to retail herbs. So, you know, I know there's going to probably require a bigger license to sell cannabis, though. So that's why eventually I'm trying to save up. And but you got to start from somewhere. And I'm starting from zero. and I'm gonna see where I can go from there. But you gotta try. Because for me, it was like it all started with me just wanting to try DMT. It's so crazy. I just wanted to try DMT. And then all of a sudden I tried DMT. And it sends me down a whole motherfucking path of like me changing the man I was, or changing the boy I used to be to the man I am today. And like just drastically altering my life. There was videos I made before, like I started getting it more deeper into psychedelics and shit, like mushrooms and LSD and all these other things. But there's videos where I was like, oh, I'll never start a business, fuck that shit. And then you fast forward 2 years later of me owning a business. I thought it was hilarious. Because the path just led me to where it led me. And it's so wild to look back and be like, well, this is where I am. I failed at business and now I'm going to try again. But fuck it. I'm just living. I'm just exploring, I think humans take life too seriously, and it really is. Every psychonaut who's ever explored in deep into the tryptamine world, they know it's a cosmic joke. It's a game being played by this higher thing. It's this fucking, we're involved in something, but we take it so seriously. Pippi Longstock says, I always want to try Blue Lotus. Oh, man. So I was doing some research, a random thought. Coffee, if you like coffee, if you let it mold and shit, the mold, is also, it's nasty. I wouldn't, never eat it or nothing like that. It's disgusting. But the mold contains LSA apparently, ergot fungus. I thought that was interesting. Just a random. I don't know why I thought that. I guess looking at the coffee over there, I was like, oh. I'll definitely watch your video, man. Is it on your channel? Like this channel? I wonder if it'll even let me go to your channel from here. Probably not. No. So that's the thing. I tried looking up another subscriber's channel, but for some reason I couldn't. It won't let me click their channel from here. Like it's not opening up. And Pink Fanta says, he said meditating and all that is basically useless and that plant medicines are the other thing that will really show you the truth. Do you agree? I disagree completely. I agree in a sense that plants have shown me more than meditation ever could. But without the knowledge of me knowing how to meditate before doing psychedelics, I feel like I wouldn't have learned as much. Meditating, I think it requires both. if you don't meditate while on the psychedelic, then most likely you're just tripping. But if you want to go on a journey, then like a spiritual quest, then meditation with the psychedelic will get you there. And it'll also help bring back information. It'll help you communicate more. A lot of people talk about, like, including me, I've gone through meeting entities on DMT, but speaking to those entities is hard when you don't really know how to just be in the moment for a second, silence the mind for a second. You don't have to silence the mind for a long time, but silence the mind for at least like 3, 4, 5 seconds, long enough to try to have a dialect with these entities in a sense. But that's a form of meditation, learning how to silence the mind in a way. But sometimes meditation is not silencing the mind. Sometimes there's mantra meditation. And I use mantra meditation in DMT a lot. And my mantra is always, I love you, I love you, I love you. Now, because when you're traveling into DMT, I believe DMT is the actual spirit world. So when ayahuasca takes you to the actual spirit world. It's not just some drug. I think it's a real spirit world. So in that spirit world, people talk about the good, but nobody wants to force field this protection thing by repeating a meditation mantra. It's like a mantra meditation. And I just say, I love you in my head. And it creates this bubble as sometimes I'm traveling where I'm starting to be in a place where I feel uncomfortable in the psychedelic world. That's when I will do that. But being able to be conscious of your actions in a crazy psychedelic experience, like a smoke DMT experience, is hard, and it requires, I feel like, meditation. So people who say, meditation is useless and they can just use the plants, maybe if you have a genius memory, but I don't have a genius memory like that. So I think meditation is much needed with the psychedelic usage, and meditation alone without psychedelics. So I meditated yesterday before I went to work. I'm going to meditate probably tomorrow before I go to work, because meditation really just helps me sometimes when I have to deal with things like work. But and Pippi Longstock, I'll definitely give you my thoughts on it. And Pink Fanta says, thanks. You're welcome. Oh, fuck, I don't want to get up and go and do everything I gotta do. Brockton, what's going on? Man, I'm high now. Fuck. But yeah. Pippi Longstock says, do you work today? No. But I have a shit. Like, I work every day, even when I don't work. Every day until I get some things done. Like, maybe when I see a little more progress, like with this business being started, some of these investments I have going, some of these things, then maybe I'll take a break for a second and actually chill out. But like, it's like I gotta fucking. So I got a $200 paycheck this week, and it's like I didn't even work that many hours last week. So it's like I work a shit ton of hours this week. So I can only imagine my paycheck might be like $400 next week. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm thinking, okay, what can I do with that? I could save like half of that shit. Like, and I'm realizing that it's not going to take me much longer to get where I need to go, to save enough to be able to, start these things. And if it's all for nothing, oh well. Like, meaning if I save all this money and I invest it all and the business fails, fuck it, right? But at the same time, I know it's not going to fail this time because I learned from my mistakes from last time. My mistakes is one, I was doing it alone. But at the same time, I knew nothing about business, but now I do. Pippi Longstock says, "You looking for investors, bro?" I wish. I mean, no, not really, I guess. I only have one person in mind, but I don't like I'm always maybe it's this fear from my past or growing up broke type shit, but like I always feel this weird sense of feeling asking people for money, even asking people for donations. Like, I originally started donations because somebody wanted to donate to me, and it's weird, but I'm like, I get it. We all need to get over those weird feelings in a sense. How many rich people are rich as fuck, right? They're worth millions of dollars, but yet end up raising $1 million to start a new business, even though they could have put that $1 million in. It's just the way the world is. Pippi Longstock says, "You need leverage. Talk to me. I worked 2 years for 2 different investment firms." Oh, shit. Like, I understand, like, I'm just trying to, it's a long process. So I think in 2 years, but I don't know if I really want to wait 2 fucking years. But in 2 years, I know that my credit score will be better. So that when my credit score is better, then I can get a loan from the bank. And then I can get a loan, and, because my business account is set up with a credit union that I've talked to them, and they just said the problem is that I either need a co-signer because my credit score isn't good, or I need my credit score to be better. So I've been figuring out ways to get my credit score better, so then I can just get a $5,000 loan from a bank, because that's all it's going to take. Is I roughly estimate about $5,000 can make me about $20,000 to $30,000, and then from that $20,000 to $30,000, invest, save, and then keep going up and up to a point where I don't really. But there is a point where I don't really need that much money, because realistically, people underestimate that most of the money that's being made in a business, it sounds like a lot of money, but it's all the business's money. It's not your money. It's the business's money, especially if the business is in the stock market, then it's split up between so many different people, and it's, there's so much shit. But when it comes to small business, like what I'm just trying to do, really the game is updating with the world around you. A lot of small business, they fail in the aspect of the internet and social media advertising. And because you can social media advertise to the point where it's just in your local area, which is dope as shit. So it's like, if you have a restaurant in your area, you can advertise. It's a beautiful time if you know how to use the tools in our time. But so many small business owners don't really utilize the tools, or if they're young like me, then they start an online business, but then don't utilize the old tools to start a physical store. But I think for me, I'm just trying to get both, because if I have both, I feel like I'm good. And then from that store, have a tea shop. But these are the ideas, and I'm just trying to figure out every little puzzle piece to make these ideas a reality, because it has to be practical. You can't just think of ideas, right? Your ideas have to be literally practical and able to happen. So you have to think about, how can these ideas actually happen? And step by step by step, it's like the universe is putting things in my lap to make these ideas happen. Because I think Terrence was right. Like, shit. Like, the universe removes obstacles. Mother Nature, she removes obstacles the most. Take that risk. Go towards that thing. And whether you're shaking in your boots or not, go towards it. And if you do, the universe will start removing obstacles. It's the most insane thing ever. Pink Fanta says, when your business becomes profitable, you are more than welcome to come stay with me and my friends in London. That'd be dope sometime. Eventually, I'd love to travel. I've never really traveled. So, like, in a sense, I want to use this quarantine to get my life together so I can live a little more after this is done. Like, I've always lived in a poor man's mindset. Me understanding now that life is dictated on my mindset, I'm using this quarantine time alone to upgrade my mindset, evolve the way I think, so I can evolve the life I live. Because, yeah. Bronk Tug. Bro, if they're really your friends, they'll help you out no matter what. I'm sure you do the same for them. Oh yeah. But some people aren't as whatever. And in business, it's like sometimes business is weird with friendship, and it's awkward, and there's a lot of complicated things with business, but Bronk Tug says, what's your area of business? What do you mean? I'm like, what do I forte in? I guess herbs, in a sense, plants, selling plants and extracts and teas. I have these ideas of like opening up a kava bar, but also having it, we're selling I'd be selling kratom teas, lotus teas, all these different teas, coffees, and like, our own coffee. And it'd just be like, things like that. Probably have milkshakes or coffee, like frappes. I don't fucking know, but herbal frappes, I don't know, shit like that, and maybe like a little menu. But like, I eventually want to branch off to that, but at first it's just going to be a typical, it's going to look like a weed shop, but it's going to be an herb shop. Pippi Longstock says, bro, I honestly predict that psychedelics is going to be huge in the not so distant future for medical use, research, rehabilitation, and recreational use, etc. It's a good investment, trust me. Now, trust me, I've been thinking about, investing, I'll get there. That's why I was trying to save up enough. So when the time comes where if the laws change, I'm on it. You know what I mean? Because once the laws change, I'm in there, because that's why I'm going to be selling CBD flower. And then once the laws change, I'll be selling real flower. And Pippi Longstock says, we already legalizing weed, and this shit is being backed up by science. Let's invest and make some fucking money. No, I feel you, bro. That's why I think it's a good time to. A lot of people were fucked up in the Great Depression, right? When the Great Depression happened, but it made a lot of people rich. Like, it did. Like, if you look at history, like, a lot of people got rich from the Great Depression, and that's because they knew how to use debt. They knew how to use certain things to, get where they needed to go. To start from the bottom, because everyone was at the bottom. When I'm at the bottom already in life, when everyone was at the top, I was at the bottom, and now everyone's at the bottom. Now still at the bottom, but I'm gonna get there because now I'm starting to rise. I'm starting to see progress. I'm starting to see that this is how you do it. It's not that hard. It's just a little bit hard to get the process going, to get the momentum swinging. But once the momentum starts swinging, you start going. And if you do run your business correctly and you put time into your business, you put money back into your business, you put things back into your business, it'll flow on its own. It'll be a self-sustaining wheel that even technically when you're sleeping, you'll still be making money. And no, it's not about the money, but I've went through many things in my life where I was like, fuck money. I don't give a shit. I don't need anything. I can live without anything. And, the peace and love. And it's like, let's just trip. But then it's like, I got a family. I have friends. I have a mom. I have like loved ones I could help. I have people I could help. Like, how many people could you help with nothing, with a very little, compared to how many people could you help with a lot? If you had a lot more, you can help a lot more. That's something that I've learned over the years. And it's like, well, I'm going to attempt to do something that I never thought I was going to attempt before. I've been saving money, which I've never really saved money before. So, like, it's weird. But saving for a reason, not for nothing. It's for a good cause. It's to start the process. Got to start the process. I'll be right back. Fuck yeah. But yeah, it's been an hour. I got a shit ton of shit to do. So I'm going to get up out of here, though, guys. But I hope everyone has a fucking awesome day. I might live stream again later. Maybe not. I don't know. But I will see you guys in the next video. Much love, everyone.